Hello everyone and welcome to this great game of Starbow, and with me today is my very special guest JaKaTaK. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome, man. As per usual, everything is feeling great and wonderful in the land of JaKaTaK. How
It's
are you?
I'm doing really good. It's always good to have you with me. We cast like about a couple of games before this a while back, so it's kind of a
Absolutely.
comeback for you now to Starbow casting.
Yeah, hopefully I can do better than I did last time, and I will continue in that direction.
I hope you do a lot better than last time. That was kind of a bit. No, I'm just kidding. That was great.
So mean. Why so mean?
Ah, always so mean. So in the bottom right left corner on Fighting Spirit we have Dirtybag playing Protoss, which is kind of odd because he's a Terran player, but he's really good with everything. Like his Zerg is actually phenomenal, so he can play whatever.
Sick. And in the bottom left we have Franscar, our good old buddy Franscar, who has been Franscarring it up on the Starbows for a very long time now.
Yes, it's been Franscar as long as I can remember him. uh,
Absolutely, man.
it is. We see something interesting from the get-go is that Dirtybag is not gonna even build the gateway on the low ground. He's like not gonna even try to fast expand. He's just gonna go one base for a while. So that's very unusual, to be honest, versus Zerg.
Yep. We have the drone scouting in the correct direction. The drone usually goes out with that hatchery for this build, yeah. So when the best time to drone scout, or like the standard time to drone scout, is you send two workers out. One of them builds your expansion, one of them scouts, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that is true.
Nice.
And I should
Very
have
good.
just said yes, of course, that's how you do it, because I know this game so well, but that would be lying a little bit, but I'll try not to lie too much. We're gonna have a very fast Kildarian Citadel on Dirtybag's Nexus,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is pretty good for churning out those very early zealots. There's been a lot of discussion lately, actually, about you don't really need two gateways anymore because of Chrono Boost. You can just have one gateway and chrono it out, and it does the same effect, and then you can spend the money on getting a fast expansion. So I think Dirtybag is trying to prove that point because he's the one who's been saying that Chrono Boost is inbound gateways lately.
Yeah. Now, didn't the Chrono Boost unlocking the Kadarian Citadel, wasn't that originally Cybernetics Core required for that?
Not in Starbow, no.
Not in Starbow. Totally messed it up then.
No problem. But we did originally have no Kildarian required at all, just like StarCraft 2. But
Right,
then
right.
Chrono Boost was a lot worse, but it was
Wow.
still
Oh my
too
god,
good.
these
Whoa.
zealots are just ripping through these drones. He's not really trying to pull any of them back. Finally, he's going to do a little bit of micro here. He's waiting for the Zerglings to come out. There they are. But, I mean, he's what was he doing? He was taking a lot of time to deal with that. Just like the zealots were crushing through. How many workers killed there? Let's
That
take a look.
was 4 workers kill, and yeah, they were kind of feeling, I don't know, they feel kind of abandoned by their maker, to be honest. It's like, where is your god now? And yeah, it was nowhere to
Wow.
be found.
All right, there's the Enrage. Enrage, really powerful queen ability, going to push these back, but he just keeps rallying in these. This is a really cool, like, pressure expand from Dirtybag. He's just chronoing out those zealots, and he takes an expansion behind this. A lot of pressure, forcing a lot of Zerglings, and those are not drones being made. Really nice bit of opener for Dirtybag here.
Definitely, and we also see the new inject in action where you just pop a larva instead of making the larva produce faster, so it's a little bit more visual. And a little bit more similar to StarCraft 2, although it's only 1 and not 4. And ooh, it's gonna corner that Swarm Queen, and he gets done
Nice.
with enough energy. Oh, and rifting out of there.
Whoa, nice. I always forget about those recalls because they don't require a mothership core. You can just do them from your Nexus, and it is pretty freaking sweet.
It feels almost dirty. Like you shouldn't
Mm.
be able to do that, but they are, and it's actually quite important, especially in this matchup, because usually when you go for like a force fast expand, you have a very hard time scouting in the early mid game to see if it's like Hydra or Lurker or Muta, and then sending out a group of zealots that you can safely recall will help you scout and force your opponent to be a little bit more defensive than he wants to be.
Yeah, so we got non-stop action going on. Franscar now pushing back, trying to make something happen. Um, this isn't any sort of solid wall off, but those are a lot of zealots. It's going to be tough to sneak by, and probably not worth the sacrifice of running by. Just sort of keep an eye on Dirtybag, making sure he doesn't try anything silly. And still no tech. We have just no tech from Dirtybag at all. Just He is the Zealot, man. He's just cranking them out.
He is, and so for Franscar though, he's getting an evolution chamber. He doesn't even have Zergling speed. Like, this is the lowest tech game I've seen in a long time. Oh, that's a lot of Zealots. That's so many Zealots. 8, but it looks a lot.
Yeah, quite a few. They actually have identical gas timing, which is interesting, and they've spent none of it.
That is also interesting. We see actually, it was kind of hard to, I should have pointed out when it happened, but you can actually see now the Zealots started as a clump and now they're a line, and that's how the pathing works in Starbow. And I guess it's the same in Maze, isn't it? I mean in Race.
Yeah, I think most of the pathing and things like that in Raze are taken from Starbow rather than from StarCraft 2. He's going with his attack. I really don't know if it's going to work out. Zealots are really good against Zerglings and all, but, I mean, we have the Enraged Queens here. We've got lots of Zerglings. He's going to try to make this work, but...
Wow, he just forced out an Enraged and just took off. He's like, I'm going to make you spend 35 minutes. Nope, he's going to try and do a little bit more damage.
The Enraged and that Swarm Queen is running out. It is 35 energy, and the Queens only have 100 energy total, so it is a big chunk of their energy. It takes away from their ability to do creep and nurturing swarm and injecting larvae and things like that.
And also injecting is only 15 energy, so that's actually more than 2 injects. So, ooh, gets the Zealot there, really nice. There's enough Zerglings now, he really should pull back with the Zealots. But
oh, it looks like he's going to come in and get this around. But the reinforcement is there and going to be chased back. A lot of back and forth action, just all low-tech Zealot versus Zergling type stuff. He's really going to try to get out this spine crawl as quickly as possible. Dirtybag's going to take advantage of this, cancel it, pull back, and it's not going to be really good. He might even be able to get on this position over on the ramp. Really, really difficult to deal with without the Enraged Queens, and it looks like he might be coming in. Nope, he's building a spine crawl with that one. He's got 1 queen with energy, and other than that, it's Zealots versus Zerglings, and that is not a happy place for Franscar to be.
No, he's going to try and pick up the spawning pool, perhaps. It was very interesting to see Franscar actually using Nurturing Swarm on that spine crawler instead of Enrage. I think that was a mistake, because then he didn't have enough energy for that, and the spine crawler was cancelled anyway, but oh, he's going to rift out of there again.
Now, explain to me this whole rift mechanic. How exactly does it work? Because it looks like these Zealots went to 2 different Nexuses when they came back.
Yes, because they can only recall 5 units. One rift can only recall 5 ground units, and it costs 50 energy, so that's more than 2 Chronobus, because I think Chronobus is also just 15 energy, so that's a lot of energy that you spent on rifting. And also when they're rifted home, they just sit by the Nexus for a long time. They're just kind of frozen there, so that it's very poor for defensive purposes. It's only good for what he's using it for right now. We finally have speed on Zerglings, and a lot of them. Wow, they just keep making Zerglings. But now the technology is coming.
This is airtight, though. I mean, I'm not seeing any of these Zerglings get, like, look at all of those Zealots. Nothing is going to happen here.
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes trying to squeeze through one hole right there. We got DTs incoming, we have High Templars incoming, we have Mutalisks incoming, and all of a sudden the tech has started to happen. But we got Archons as well, and they're going to do really well versus the Mutalisks unless they can get themselves surrounded by Zerglings. No, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, the Archons have just slightly less range than the Mutalisks. So you have this cool little dance between the Archons and the Mutas that you also had in Brood War, where if you control the Mutas perfectly, you can kill all infinite number of Archons. But if you mess up, it's going to be a big, big hit. Really nice concave of spine crawlers here. This is not going to be engagement that Dirtybag can take with the Mutas as well. Being able to pick off those Zealots, and it looks like Zealot likes.
Try and go for the Archon. Oh, the Archon gets switched off.
A couple of big hits there.
Oh, but the Zerglings coming back.
Around with the Zerglings.
Oh, very nice from the Zerglings, and he's gonna get the Archon.
Oh wow, great play. Now all these Zealots are absolutely screwed. There's nothing anywhere near them. They're gonna have to run all the way home, and they do not run as fast as Mutalisks. It's gonna be a lot of free damage for Franscar. Really nice surrounding it on that Archon.
Let's see. Our Dirtybag. Is Dirtybag prepared for this? He has a couple of cannons on the front. He's getting another Archon. He's defended, but he's not well defended. It could at least, I mean, Franscar could at least start to pick off some of the production here, but he's going to go for the Mineral Line instead of the Natural. Very good choice, as there are no finished cannons there.
Absolutely naked Mineral Line. He's going to get a lot of kills here. He can even, wow, Mutas do a lot of damage in this game.
Yes,
oh my god.
Do. They clump up a lot and they do a lot of damage. Well, also cannons are a lot more squishy here. Ooh, he's gonna find this expansion. He's gonna try and kill it off, but no, he's just gonna take the.
Oh, nice, grabbing the probe. No expansion is gonna be here without a probe. In the meantime, the Dirtybag is gonna take this advantage with the Mutalisks being out of position for a bit to make a push at the front. Those 4 spine crawlers still in a really nice position. But he's going to need the mutas over here if he's going to be able to hold this.
This is really
Really
smart.
nice use of positioning.
Yeah, this is really smart by Dirtybag because he's forcing the Mutalisks home. He's not really well defended versus them, and now he can build cannons in the natural in the meantime. And he doesn't really have to commit anymore now. He can just kind of go home, and he's just kept himself safe this way. He can even try and get that third base up and going now as he's forced all his opponent to go defensive.
Yeah, really, really tanky are the Zealots. They're just really tanky units. And Archons too? Are they very similar? I mean, I'm looking at the stats, but I don't really know exactly what that means.
Yeah, no, they are quite tanky as well. They do have, of course, the shield disadvantage because every unit in Starbow deals 100% damage versus shields.
Right, right.
They deal the full damage. Like the damage in Starbow scales down instead of scaling up. So very few units deal their actual damage versus every single unit. They usually deal less damage versus certain types.
Looking to get a little bit more damage here. He's getting some splashing on the workers. Gonna pick off a Templar. Really nice free damage. Again, the mutas are out. They're out of position.
Oh, the Archon is coming. He's not paying
Lurkers,
attention.
really nice.
That was
No
very
detection
nice
here at all. It's gonna force him back. Really great play by Franscar. Allowing his mutas just to hang out, pick off what they can for absolutely free. This is just great. I mean, how long can Dirtybag just sit here and take hits? Because that's what he's doing.
He is. He likes to get punched in the face. Let's see if we can get another Archon over here to deal with this. It was really nice. Franscar actually microed one Mutalisk. Like, he found the Mutalisk that the Archon was targeting and microed that out, and the rest of the Mutalisk killed an Archon. That was sick. That was playing with fire like crazy. He's gonna
pull his army back, but I mean, I just see nothing happening. Oh my god, and the probe transfer. Oh my god. A lot of workers killed there.
Yeah, 10 workers killed in total for Franscar. Oh, he picks off the Observer right as he comes out because he has an Overseer there with the Mutalisks, and that's gonna be really hard with the Lurkers now. Oh, and he gets out. Oh, Dirtybag putting an Archon under there. Really smart play from Dirtybag.
Oh, wow.
Sending one Archon in
nice.
and one Archon on the retreat path, and the Mutalisks are turning north. There's more Archons. Don't go that way.
He's gonna run right into him. He loses all of his Mutalisks. Oh my god, this might be a really, really good moment. For Dirtybag, the Observer is out. He's going to be able to use it. He's also upgrading his face shield. What is that face shield?
I like how you said that, and then you're gonna explain, like, wait a minute, what is that thing?
I was like...
It does two things. It's observer speed, and it also, when you activate the face shield of an observer, it becomes what's called benign. It means it can only be attacked if it's targeted, and that lasts for like 20 seconds or so, and it has like a 40-second cooldown, something like that. So it helps if you want to like sneak in and get a little bit of extra scout closer to missile turrets and things like that.
Oh, nice save from Dirtybag. Only about a quarter of the life of the Nexus was able to be taken down. His whole army is up here, though. Nothing happening from the Zerg player to take advantage of this huge out of position. There's pretty much nothing going on to defend the home base. But then, of course, Dirtybag can probably do that because Franscar lost all of his mutas.
Yeah. And Franscar sneaking in an expansion on the top side. They're actually staying equal on expansions, which is not something you want to do versus a Protoss. You want to be a little bit ahead. Ooh, he's going to get another Archon. Is he going to get... Yeah, he's going to get this around. Very nice from Franscar there. He's been killing a lot of Archons this game.
Oh, wow, he might even get another one. Look at this. The two cannons there, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Totally worth that Archon takedown. A lot of gas going into that.
Definitely.
In the meantime, we have Dirtybag moving up into the top right. He wants to shut down the economy of Franscar, which is not in a healthy position as it is. 3 Lurkers at the top of the ramp in pretty good position, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Well, he doesn't have any detection.
No Observer.
Yeah, but he could just walk past it, but it's still very risky. And oh, he walks so far past it, he just should know. Oh, he's he turns around.
Wow, that indecision is really hurt. Oh, he's gonna trap him. Oh, the Lurker's still being able to get a couple of hits in there. Really nice idea. Almost. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
big hits from those Lurkers to finish that off.
Way too late. That was very nice play from Franscar. A little bit sloppy from Dirtybag. In the meantime, what's very interesting is that Dirtybag is going for warp gates, and that's something we don't see anymore in Starbow. And we did actually buff the warp gate warp-in time. Like, it was like 15 seconds or something ridiculous like that, and now it's like 8. I think it's like 5 in StarCraft 2, so it's still a little bit nerfed compared to StarCraft 2, but it's it's usable now. Before it wasn't really usable at all. So I'm very curious to see if Dirtybag is going to do some shenanigans with Warp In now, because it really negates the geometry of the map, and anything that negates geometry of maps in Starbow is a lot better than StarCraft 2 because of the defender's advantage and high ground and all those space control units.
Right. I mean, and we see a similar kind of thing. We got an Archon and just a couple of Zealots holding off the top ramp for Dirtybag, just 3 Lurkers holding up the top ramp for Franscar. So it's really hard to take advantage of that. Yeah, Ultralisk coming out, and he's upgrading the Ultralisk speed, looks like, and he's almost at 3-3.
This is going to be a very strong army from Franscar coming out. Now he's getting like a ton of Zerglings as well. It was like 26 at one point, which doesn't sound so much.
Oh, he's pulling him. Look at this. He's pulling him out of position for a huge drop in the main. He's making him think, oh yeah, my main attack is coming to the top. No, it's not. Big drop. Ultralisk drop in the main with the Zerglings.
And he's actually doing some damage on the top side too, with a couple of Ultras there as well, and he's kind of dragging Dirtybag in every which direction, and Dirtybag, he's just going up north. He doesn't really care about his main. Nope, now he's turning around.
Yeah, he's being a little bit indecisive, going back and forth here, trying to split up his army, but it's not working out too well. This main is getting taken down. He's losing his upgrades, he's losing his tech. This is not looking too good for Dirtybag.
Ooh, the surrounding of Archons is kind of the theme of this game, I feel, and he's going to take this north base quite convincingly. I think Dirtybag can start to warp in another round of units now, and he really should to defend against these Ultralisks on the top side as well. But
all these High Templars are just getting crushed by Ultralisk. They're dropping storms, but it doesn't really matter. Oh my god, all of that tech, all of that gas just getting wiped out. Meanwhile, he did warp in some Zealots to try to get rid of the Ultralisk, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Franscar in a commanding lead of this game.
He is, but Dirtybag has held both his main base and his expansion, and there's going to be a little bit of a lull before the next attack is coming, but he did lose a lot of upgrades, he did lose a lot of tech, and luckily for Dirtybag though, he didn't lose his robotics facility, because Reavers are going to be very useful at some point now, once we get a lot of Ultralisks out.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised there wasn't a little bit more target fire on the tech structures like the robotic bay and the robotics facility, as well as the Templar archives. Just really cut down the options. We do have some Hydralisk, Ultralisk, Zergling. Big force coming up. It's going to attack. We don't have any sort of counterattack. This is just a big one-on-one, my army versus your army business, and those Hydras deal tons of damage. He's going to have to watch out for the storms here. They're coming in.
Oh, Dirtybag sacrificing.
Oh, they don't have enough energy for storm. They're just walking forward and getting destroyed by the Hydralisk. They're just saving up the energy for storm. They don't have it. They're just barely out of range.
Okay, one storm
they managed to get on the high ground. There's a big storm, and he takes a lot of damage from that, but it looks like it's going to be enough to hold. It's really too bad he didn't focus that down earlier.
Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate for Dirtybag. He should have sent those High Templars up on the high ground and save up for a ton of storms later on. And he should have held this quite easily, actually. Maybe taken some more damage, or maybe even sacrificed that Nexus, but then he wouldn't have lost so many High Templars and so many units. Man, Dirtybag's with the big warp-ins. This is so weird to see in a Starbow game. I know you used it from StarCraft 2, but this is actually quite odd in Starbow. And he's going for a big drop as well over to the top side of the map.
Yep, really nice move. Just pure minerals, pushing them off to the side so the main army can have a little bit more gas, a little bit more tech for the main engagements. This is one of my favorite things in StarCraft 2 and in Starbow. Is just the Warp Prism costs 200 minerals. Zealots cost 100 each. It's just all minerals. You can just dump them.
Oh, Franscar is moving the Spine Crawlers away in the worst time possible, and now the Zealots can just do whatever they want. And what they want to do is just sit around and do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Franscar can see that happening, but I mean, he's got his attention elsewhere.
Drop incoming in the main base of Dirtybag. He's going to drop more Ultralisks and more Zerglings, and they're going to dismantle the huge base.
And again, he's out of position. These Reavers are coming in, but they're very, very slow. No Warp Prisms around to carry them and micro them.
Oh, Nidus Swarm incoming as well.
Oh my god! Pulling with Nidus Swarm as well. In the meantime, Dirtybag manages to take out a hatchery and hurt the economy of Franscar, but it's going to be tough to see if it matters. Now, the Reavers, how are they doing against the Ultralisk?
They do very well if they have their damage upgrade, and I think they do, which means they do 120 damage instead of 80, and that's a huge difference versus Ultralisks. And more Nidus Worms incoming. He's just the reason he's doing the Nidus Worms the way he is that Nidus Worms in Starbow has to be on creep, so he has to put creep first from the Overlords, and then he can Nidus.
Cool, that's pretty neat. The Reaver is getting pushed away right now. The Archon getting killed off. This is a really, really big force, and I don't... Oh, he's not really focusing down that Reaver at the top. There he goes. Now,
Reavers have done a lot of damage though, and that's been very good for Dirtybag, but man, he's losing his main base.
Yeah, his main base is just pretty much hollowed out. He's rebuilding his robotics bay right now.
Oh, Scourge is close to our prism. Come on, just a little bit more north. Okay, Dirtybag sees it and pulls back. That's a wise choice. And another, no, it looks like it was going to be a drop of the north base here, but he's actually doesn't have anything in those overlords. But he has poop, and he can get a greater Niduswarm out.
He has poop.
He has poop.
And Scar's the guy with the poop.
The poop is coming. Fear the poop. No, it's pooping creep or whatever he is. He's generating creep.
Yeah, and Franscar, Dirtybag just finished rebuilding pretty much all of his tech and all of his production at this base. Franscar just gonna be able to hop in the Nidus network and destroy it all.
Yeah, see, this is interesting because on the one hand, Dirtybag is going for the late game play with the warp gates that negates the geometry of the map, and then Franscar is doing the same with his Niduswarm, just jumping from one spot to another, with kind of using a very late game-esque mechanic, and that's one of the things that makes, like, we think some of those things from StarCraft 2 are kind of cool with warp bins and Niduswarms, but only for late game purposes. It kind of becomes broken in the early game, we feel. So it's very interesting to see that actually utilized now in the late game.
And here we go, we got the classic Reaver shuttle micro, as it were. He's going to be able to hold this. It looks like those Reavers are doing a lot of work, and he can keep them safe and keep warping in. And he's going to hold this base. Now, the main has been hollowed out, but also keep in mind there's not a lot of gas left there. There's no minerals there. There's no minerals left in the main. It's not the hugest deal, but oh my god, huge attack in the front. It looks like, I mean, Dirtybag's got almost nothing left. His supply is plummeting. His only main base, it was a nice hold. It was a really nice hold from the drop and the Nidus, and he managed to just barely eke it out, but the issue is the war machine of Franscar keeps going on in the background.
Yeah, he can defend forever, but he can't really counterattack, and he's just gonna, at some point, will himself down. Like, Franscar is just constantly staying at 200 supply, and man, this new Niduswarm with just tons and tons of units being spewed out, and I think this is it. Dirtybag is just being surrounded from all sides, and the swarms of Kerrigan are just coming in from everywhere.
That's the GG. Well played. Very much like a campaign game, even.
Yes.
Where the hordes of the Zerg just keep coming, and you can hold with your fancy spells, but it only lasts